Okay, good afternoon everyone. My name's Rita Rose Barbigello. I live in Australia in Sydney. Today I'm going to be talking to you about entrepreneurship. And the reason I'm going to go in the direction I'm going to go in today is that only 2% of people in business these days become successful straight away. And the majority of those 2% worldwide are men. And why? Because they have the finance skills, they have the communication skills, they have the drive and the leadership skills. They also know how to time management, and they have incredible sales skills. And when you combine these skills all together, you get an entrepreneur basically straight away. And 2%, okay, 2% of people can do this. The other ones, we learn along the way. We might lack one of those skills or two of those skills, and we learn along the way. Now, I happen to fall in the category of the other 98% of people. To become an entrepreneur, you must learn how to coast along with things. You must be quite conservative. You also must be quite aggressive. And you also must be an innovator. I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey. I grew up on a farm. I left school in year 10 because my parents did not allow me to go to school any further than that. My first job was a diesel mechanic. I worked on the big Caterpillars, trucks, tractors. I used to change, all different parts of cars and trucks and that on the farm. And my dream was to become an entrepreneur of something that I wanted to do, but my parents chose that for me. Anyway, eventually I started my entrepreneurship on my own. So I started a children's entertainment business from a bedroom in my home. And I thought, well, I need to have all these skills. And so slowly, the ones that I didn't know, and I learnt them and became very successful. From that bedroom, I was in that bedroom and worked from the bedroom for about 5 years. So we used to dress up as Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Princess, Fairy, and I happened to get a job as a Barbie doll. I know, don't laugh, but yes, as a Barbie doll for a gig. And that led to a corporate position with a TV station, and they hired me as the official Barbie doll for Mattel, the doll, in Australia, and I actually worked alongside them for about 16 years. So even though my name is Rita Rose Barbigello, no one ever referred to me as Rita Rose. They always referred to me as Barbie. So I thought, I'm going to take advantage of that. So I decided to start my magic school. I started a magic school called Barbie Barb Magic School. I had Barbie Barb Children's Entertainment, and then I increased and started Barbie Barb Magic School. I'd always done a little bit of magic here and there, and I just elevated that. Now, for me, entrepreneurship, I aim for the stars and I settle for the clouds, okay? So I'm ridiculously over the top when I aim for something, but I'll settle for the clouds. And it works for me. It might not work for everybody, but it works for me. And then I'm a little bit quirky and unique, and I decided, you know what? I like unusual stuff. And when I'd go shopping, I could never find what I wanted because I like to be different. And I thought, well, why not start Barbie Barb Collection, right? So I decided to design all my bits, like shoes, clothing, makeup. I have my own range. I have over 1,000 lines of my own products. My husband said to me, why don't you design products for men? I started making belts for men, bow ties for men. Then I started making coffee, chocolates. So basically everything was there. In the first year, I earned over $1 million. And I thought to myself, that's good, that's really good. But everyone says to me, you don't make money for the first 3 years. And my husband said to me, you're aggressive, you're a fighter. And when you actually fight for what you want, you become successful. And that I have become. Now, I am a Christian, so I do believe in giving back. I think you receive and you must give back. So I actually support 52 charities worldwide, and I spend just as much money on those charities. So anyone can become an entrepreneur. And in the Magic School, I have students that are 10, 12, 16 years old, and they don't have any pocket money. I have two little boys that I had, one at 5 and he was about 7.5 when he came to the school. And his parents said, we're actually going to put him into the Magic School just to give him a little bit of knowledge, how to communicate with people, how to concentrate on something, and the art of distraction, because that's very important. Because in business, the art of distraction is very crucial to what you're doing. Because if you don't know what you're doing in business, you can go very wrong very quickly. So these two little boys came there, and I got them up on stage, and I was actually teaching them to perform. And probably about 6 weeks into the teachings, this little boy said to me, "Oh, Barbie," he goes, "I would like to go to a shopping centre and I would like to do some magic outside the shopping centre doors." And I said, "Well, look, if it's okay with your mother and father, it's okay with me, and I'll tag along. So if you startle or you stumble, I will back you up." That little boy now has his own business. That little boy now owns 3 homes. That little boy now is very entrepreneurial. That little boy looks after all the ATMs in Sydney, Australia. He was so aggressive when he was doing the magic, and I wasn't gentle. I was one of these people that would say, "No, that's not right, start again." Because if you teach a young person how to do it right, the right way, straight off, there is no way that they can go wrong. But if you say, "Oh, that's okay, that'll do," they'll settle for that. So I was very aggressive. And to this day, he always thanks me for that. He says that he would not be the man today if it wasn't for me. So anyone can be an entrepreneur. Anyone. You just have to get those skills, all those different techniques in order to become an entrepreneur. And never doubt yourself. We all seem to doubt ourselves. I can't do this. I can't do that. You can. You can. Once you start training your mind and saying you can do this instead of I can't do this, you become the I can. Okay? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, beautiful. Question time. Have I got time for question time? Question time. Aggressive in entrepreneurship? Okay. Yes. Well, aggressive in entrepreneurship is not aggressive where you're going to be fighting. Okay. Aggressive is knowing what you want. Okay, knowing what you want. So if, just say like in fashion for me, if I go to a wholesaler or to one of my outlets where they make this stuff for me and they say to me, "Rita, this does not come in pink or red, it only comes in black or white," I say, "Well, that's okay. We're not going ahead with that line. But when you can get it for me in pink or red, we'll go ahead with that line." I will pull the plug straight away. That's the aggressive I'm talking about. If something comes in and it's not the way I want it, sometimes the words on packaging with my name on it or my logo in the marketing does not fit my description, or maybe the email's not there, or the phone number is not in the middle of the box, or the ingredients for my creams or my lipsticks are not in the box, in the packaging properly, I will not accept shipment. I send that back and I say, "I've paid good money for this product. Give me the product that I have paid for." And I won't settle for anything less. That's the aggressive I'm talking about. knowing what you want, being stern about everything you actually have brought to the client, accepted, agreed on, and that's that part of it. Any other questions? Yes, go. That you don't know your own work? Okay. So my understanding of Okay. So my understanding of that question is that your beliefs, maybe you don't believe you're good enough for that work. And in every industry, we have people that work alongside us, and they might tell us that we're not good enough for that position, or your product's not good enough, or your parents are saying, oh, I don't think this is going to be, this is not going to work out for you because you're not making money yet, right? Or as a magic school, for instance, everyone was telling me a magic school, no one's going to come to that. Who wants to learn magic, right? But in my mind, I knew it was going to work. I knew whether it was 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, it was going to work. Once I had put that in my mind, it was going to work no matter what, because I was very aggressive in the way of my thought, right? And look at me, right? I'm 55 years old, and I think to myself, right, I have learnt a lot in my time, but I know I'm quirky. I say to people, I'm weird, I'm wacky, but I'm wonderful. And why? Because I know as long as I'm not hurting anyone and I achieve everything I can, nothing can stop me. Thank you. Anything else? No. I'm going to have a talk to you a bit later, and I will help you. I will help you achieve your dream. Okay? Thank you.